Nautilus, a champion he's very, very comfortable on.
Great with the Varus.
And I do actually think IG walk away with the better comp for me. I think that the Cassante is very good against the entire enemy team. That's really threatened the kill here, sadly. But you can see that Xiaohu is really not happy. 10 CS down already.
Gets the plate as well as Rookie. Can get a nice reset off with this one.
Flash and ult available for Rookie. It would have been an annoyance. The half HP is important, though. Maybe it means they can't skirmish as effectively right now.
Step forward onto Jirje. Worth noting, Grubs are up. Bit of a scuffle topside. We are going to contest over mid lane wave and potentially the Raptors. Sorry, Grubs, flash hook.
Flash forwards.
Let's get the charm after. Remember, no flash, no ult is likely a dead cow. Buying some time. That's a lot of damage onto Wei, who does survive for now. Jway blocking off the damage from the threaded volley. Xiaohu, no mana as well. That'll just be the pick for the side of Invictus Gaming.
Love the way that Rookie played that out. Got a really good double Q across 2 members, and he gets the kill.
Waybo on spawn. They did already get the first dragon. Invictus Gaming interested in getting involved. Xiaohu will spot Rookie out, warding him away from the river.
Yeah, this should be a fight though. Rookie on the flank, Wei coming in. Jway, where is that hook?
Rookie's trying to pick his moment to go over the wall. It's an early smite, but JJ secures. Now for the fight afterwards. Danger for the Pantheon. Who's likely to go down? Rookie. Wonderful angle. Still got a reset angle to work with. Elk has empowered himself, but unfortunately all the transcendence of the world will not allow him to get in and save Ura, who will die as a second kill goes over to Invictus Gaming.
It is.
Dark Steel stacks with the Ghost Blade in from the Varus. Pretty scary. Wei's got the Trinity Force as well, so some damage to work with there from the Wukong as well, who does begin to spike. Jway went looking for that play, doesn't land it. Hook goes wide. Now he's in danger. Chains of Corruption back. It's going to be a dicey turnaround. Wonderful turnaround from Wei. Means Jirje is not on the rift anymore. Push back with the Pathmaker from Soboro ensures that Ura falls as well. And Invictus Gaming are 2 to the good, and the attempted pick on the Nautilus goes well wrong.
It's another kill for Rookie, who picks up 3 same. Needs to clean up some of these deaths. Ult into topside. Rookie doesn't have ults.
He may well just be dead here. Ura's come around from the flank angle as well. Spellbook available to them.
Okay,
That's a good kill.
Good shutdown there. Removes 5 of those
Real
darks.
attempt with the Grand Starfall we've seen from Weibo Gaming, and they were falling behind just a little bit, so good for them. Bot side though, flash to flash, and Jway is here looking to return the favor in the opposite side lane. Step away from the hook, but Zucker's still got nowhere to go, and the Rumble is parts.
Jway, it doesn't matter if he misses that hook. Forces Zucker to go back into melee range. Does have that apparent dueling instinct.
That he does. Ura fighting Jway. Dragon Stardust would be soul point. We're going again.
There we are. Weibo, can they get themselves to soul point? I think it's going down a little slowly. Wall away from Xiaohu. Sobera back into the play. I think IG have got the better positioning now. Herald in position, you're right. It could be used as a battle. Herald could also just be slammed down mid lane. IG feels like they have the best angle onto this situation right now.
Look for the charge shortly. Rookie finds the charm on Jirje, who has to put down the Aegis Assault. Hook after. That's pretty deep, though. Shoved back on Jway, is now in a dangerous position. On the other side, Ura also low. Support for support.
Support for support. Rookie still has the charm. Flash away from Xiaohu. Rookie, that killer instinct on display.
Zucker with no flash in danger. The seismic shove goes wide. Soboro goes all out again, looking for more damage. Zucker in danger. The scrap shot buys him some time, but he's overheated, and the flame spitter runs out. Rookie resetting. Pull back with the Untofo strike, so Jirje also has to flash.
That's going to be an extra member dead from Weibo. I suppose they still have their smite alive, but I don't really think there's much they can do with it. Weibo will lose themselves the chance to...
For once, the terrain, cursing Nautilus got the hook, but only pulled the Pantheon back about an inch.
Hang on,
felt very tough.
Under tower.
Oh, Elk in danger, chains a corruption charm afterwards. That's not great for the Yunara, but they bought just enough time. Rookie with another ult charge, trying to get that last bit of damage. Does get it. Reset available, but where does Rookie run? Can maybe look to TP out.
It doesn't have the cooldown. You can't teleport. Zucker's going to die on the other side. Way not burned down. Rookie is leading on a wild fox chase, I suppose, and he'll be a kill to Elk, the dead 80 carry.
At least gets that 1-for-1 there, I suppose. Does end up burning quite a lot there on both sides, but I think Rookie at some point really touched on crystallization. If we get a chance, we'll get to it. We're just looking at Rookie, but I think he'll be all right, so we might have a moment there to chat about that.
Funnily enough, the crystallization arguably led to the mid lane kill because it allowed that. What Rookie is going to be doing, saying, look, I'm ahead of the game. I'm going to go for that jump forwards to apply the burn onto everyone. Hang on, Photocord in the mid. Oh, Photic, what are you doing there? Caught out in mid lane, goes down very easily. Good pick off. Looks like Air have flashed forwards for the pick onto the AD carry.
Does get there successfully. Can maybe look for some more. That's a flash for the depth charge. Way also flashing for Way now in danger barriers. But to what end? Cyclone comes on through and the Yunara is dead. AD carry traded.
Resets. Another
kill comes on through and the resets are indeed through. Rookie, the additional threat. Who needs an AD carry when you've got a fed Fox Lady to do some work? That equalizer, really enough to dissuade.
Jojo just put the E in the wrong direction. That could have legitimately got him killed. More kills for IG. They lose their AD carry. Immediately slap back. Yeah, that's the items. Oh yeah, that one on the...
Plus it gives you ability haste on ult. You get 30 ult haste.
Okay, so it is just really... It's less survivable in a Hex plate,
yes,
but much more DPS. Good charm there. Forcing the ult early. That's not a bad equalizer into the choke, though.
Way is going to be sat on the red carpet and just dies. Not bad turnaround.
I'm not sure what happened with the Warrior Trickster, but now they see the angle. Jway does get out for now. Where's that Pantheon going?
I mean, they've got to go onto Jway. Remember, Baron's up and they just killed the jungler. I think they can get quite a lot of work done here. Hook away. Rookie's going to be forced to ult. Zucker looking to get some slows over the wall. Flashes onto Ura. Zucker now actually pretty damn tanky at 2 items. We'll get another one. Rookie with 2 charges. Got a fair amount of damage on the burn across, actually.
Rookie threatens enough and does enough damage to dissuade the Baron play, but that is too...
most control of the
but
river
Rookie
right now.
does have a Zhonya's to put into play. Jway, can he get the hook? Yes, he can.
It's on to Ura. Seismic Shove does not hit anyone. Xiao not really finding the options there. There's a chance to come shot onto Ura, who's just not tanky enough. Has to flash away. Cyclone comes on through. Way has to back out. Damage is good, but no one dies on either side.
No, but you do burn the Alistair flash and ult, and I wonder whether that's the go button for IG. You lose HP onto your support and jungle too, but I feel like you're more happy because you've got the extra tank in that Cassandra. You can just walk around the place. IG sticking around to push the mid lane, and Wukong's going to go take the dragon. Yeah, Waybo, they give up the objective. They lost too much of their aggressive potential by losing that Alistair flash and ult.
Don't have the Varus ult. Cassandra is going to stand in front of a couple members. Will Pathmaker to ensure the Seismic Shove doesn't really affect him.
I actually wondered whether Rookie could go forwards there again. Remember that Alistair has very little defenses up now. Dragon taken by IG, and the crystallization is going to be the end of this Herald. As far as it would have been the end of it anyway. For Waybo, feels like they're just slower to the play. They did get to the dragon first, but they couldn't capitalize their position. But later in the game now, but you can see the logic, right? Baron is really what you need to end the game. Teleport coming in towards this. I think we will actually have a proper fight around here. There was a Hex Flash over the wall. Air trying to put a ward in and does. All hits onto the Alistair. Traded for his own.
Nice one to pick off. That didn't cost you too much. More HP, more stats, and that means Cassandra does more things when he hits you with all of his HP scaling, and of course resists scaling when he ults.
Oh, bloody hell. Look, I heard that tanks were really strong, and I somewhat believed it, but now I am very much seeing the light in a horrid way. Onto the dragon itself. Now Xiaohu looking to wall off an angle. What is IG's approach to the fight?
It would be Soul for IG. Jway looks for the hook. The equalizer is pretty solid, actually. Gets Way knocked up on top of the red carpet. The smite fight is won by Xie, because of course it is. Jway needs to flash away, but it's into Zucker, who's got a great flame spinner angle. Sober on the other side, buying time for 4 members. Zucker flashes away. Seismic Shove doesn't quite work out. That's the GA done.
Rookie gets the reset.
Can look to get over the wall here. Has got the flash. Doesn't want to burn it. It's too risky with no vision.
And with the GA on Jeje, it would have made it very hard to get another reset. So we don't get Soul. Folks, we are headed into the true late game now. Beyond 35 minutes. 3 dragons apiece. No Baron take.
QSS for Yunara, by the way, as well. So even if you land that key charm, I think there's quite a lot here to keep that Yunara up and rolling. It's an auto
bad skill shots there. Actually, if that Q or that hook had landed, perhaps that would have been a winning angle. Hang on, they might go for the fight anyway. Here comes the Cassandra.
He is so huge. Wave flashing on in. Elk manages to dash away, but now he's not doing damage. He needs to back away and do something here. Rookie on the flank. Elk still gets the charm. That's a big moment. Sobro goes all out. Elk in danger. He can't keep running. The Seismic Shove just keeps the Cassandra on top of him. Sobro is such a problem. The Protoplasm Belt, the Omnivamp, and Waybo Gaming collapse under the level 20 might of a Cassandra.
Invictus Gaming get the late game team fight. A clutch engage onto Elk. A charm threaded through. The team fight lands onto the AD carry, and Waybo will face a defeat for their first game of 2026.
It took a while. We're nearly 40 minutes deep. Jeje's clutch smites, some stalling out around the objectives, held IG at bay, but the final decisive.
Wondering whether Senna was going to be a bit dead in some ways, because you can't fast as Senna anymore because you have the bot lane role quest. You have to be the one farming, or rather, the support will have the other one flying forwards to the play. Waybo on the other side of things. I think they got the easier comp to play. Let's hear those gyros, shall we?
One, there is some action though. We may have to hold on listening to batting oil because Dway is getting added with death. Apparently, a little bit of dirt on top of his grave as he goes down for first blood. Weibo Gaming come out swinging.
All summoners.
A little bit behind.
Yeah, Mundo's business school. Definitely, working there. Thank you, Adless, by the way, for the subscription. We appreciate you. Way walking into the top side, looking to take out some of these camps there too. After first clear, going into mid game. Ooh. Hang on, yeah, this could actually be a proper dive. I mean, Mundo's still stealing away some camps. Zerka, yeah, he's just going to get CC down.
There's the ghost, there's the deadly... Sorry, the Dawning Shadow. Took me a second to remember the name of the railgun. Either way, it comes on
but
through.
Fun fact, first band ever to play on all 7 continents. They played in Antarctica in what, like 2015 or something like that. Hang on, Airhead does have his ultimate if he wants to go for an aggressive play again. Way in the middle of river, and we have got a black screen. What's going to happen in the fight? We'll find out next.
Come through the Dawning Shadow. JJ left low. Green goes the Rel. They get the kill. Slight buffer, but the result is still we avoid the death of JJ on screen. But he does die, I promise, guys. Rune Prison comes on through. Scout of the week. Xiaohu does buy himself a bit of time, but they could potentially look for even more here. The health bar is low, but they don't want to risk the turret dive.
That was a literal facepalm from me. This is... Folks, when you do away with an official broadcast, this is what you get, folks. You get the bootleg, and then you see what's in the bottom of the chute. Stun onto Rookie. I'm not sure they've got enough to finish him off here. Great route from Photic.
Ooh, my days. That last embrace caused some flash to get blown. Rookie also flashed as well.
Oh, gosh. Just another day here in the LPL. I'm appreciating that both these teams are willing to pull the trigger, though. Rookie.
Again, I shouted it out in the pre-show, but Noam Watley, who's a really big Tom Kench main, does a lot of really good educational content in general about top lane and matchups. Did a really good little visual guide to where the top lane role quest stuff actually does kind of work with.
Here, Sam.
Way is indeed under threat. Does manage to walk away. Are we turning this one around, though? You're absolutely right. There is the unstoppable force of the backline. The deadly... The Dawning Shadow, rather, comes on through. Elk does get that kill onto Rookie. Turnaround damage as the Rune Prison comes on down, but Rookie is so dead. And Dway about to fall down. Decent piercing dollars buy some time, but not that much more. Flash away as the last embrace lands. And they just get double kills onto Elk, which is great use for that Kai'Sa. Sobro flashing on in, gets the slow down from the item. Big Q as the culling of the meat continues. The Cathian Rain from Elk getting slowed down as Photic doing a lot of work, forces a cleanse. Way can look to throw down a few more cleavers. They need to get out from under the start. The health bars do not look great. Sobro really aggressively playing. Does manage to slice away. Photic's still here.
Yeah, Photic, if he's around the corner, he could have looked for another W there, but Sobro rocking out with his croc owl, goes up for the flash E into Strybreaker to continue.
Gaming have got the win condition and Elk rolling.
Elk is playing a lot better than the first game. He's on a fed Kai'Sa, and you know, that's a champion which he has been very, very consistent on throughout his career. Herald put into that mid lane. There's crystallization also available in that tower too, so this could be a full kill tower if they get a single auto attack afterwards for that extra amount of damage onto it. I don't think they'll be able to do so. And hang on, yeah, Rookie gonna find Airhurt, trying to wrap around the back of that mid lane turret, but again can't quite get themselves into range to get the extra damage onto the tower.
Sobro, though, given alone time topside, who has become a bit of a menace again. He's having a very good series here.
He is. You know, his Demacia Cup was already fun. I thought there were some moments where his individual play was a little bit more lacking. Rookie using the ult to get towards bot lane safely. If he had gone through bot jungle, chance of getting jumped on by the Malphite. Gets towards bot lane safely. Waybo doing quite well at actually hitting turrets in the last few minutes, though. The gold is not crazy out of proportion. Dragon, of course, went to them the last time as well on the Chemtech Rift. 2-1 now, and that Waybo done quite well in both this game and the last one, getting ahead in terms of those dragons early.
Not the most stacks from Senna, it's worth noting. One of the problems with farming Senna. The only person I've seen get crazy numbers from that kind of thing was Leave.
Yeah,
some insane stats last year.
Oh, yeah, the Syndra special. Drag it away, buff steal for free. Hang on, they've caught out Photic because he walks into the bot jungle.
Oh, and Elk gets to ult across. The killer instinct gets him in range. Way now in danger. Will need to blast Cone away, but that's leaving two of his members a little out to dry. But in the 2v4, I wonder whether Way feels it. He's pretty damn strong here on the Monday.
He is, and JJ missed his ultimate in the midst of that play. Rookie over the wall, popping that ghost, using that combat summoner, and they're continuing the fight in the 3v4.
Dway is low. Does he really want this? It would be the death, but he's going to go over. Not the best Magnet Stormer, buys some time for himself to die. Way's lost his ult. Rookie gets ulted, buys some time, and doesn't quite die as yet. Flashes away. Way now falls as well, and Invictus Gaming tried to roll the dice in the very uneven fight and just come up with nothing.
IG's instincts get the better. Onto Dway in their support role. Maybe he could have stuck around for the damage that they needed, just a little too far from the rest of his team. Elk flashed out of that combo. Crystallized on mid lane turret, though, means that it goes down.
And he doesn't have flash, does have cleanse. Elk low, manages to ult away, buys a lot of time as the teleports come flying. Dway now incredibly deep and falls. Turret goes down, but Waybo Gaming get the kill on the back end. They're still going to be forced to retreat. Additional summoners and TPs down.
Ooh, good route there, almost stops the back there too. But despite the fact that they get the kill, they lose so much HP that they can't stick around to defend their turret. How much of this is going to fall? This could be a full turret, folks. Half of it's gone down 2/3. That's going to be a full turret push from IG.
I think they've got grubs as well. Difficult to tell on this new overlay. I'm still trying to figure out where that is on the overlay. Either way, they do get a lot of work done. Zucker at least trades for the top tier 1.
You are completely right. Grubs are just not on the overlay. Yeah, grubs are just not on the overlay. They'd had them because they were spawning them. But I didn't know they were there. All right, okay, fair play. That's something which we'll give that as feedback, I suppose. Buddy walking up. JJ does have his ult back up now.
Last embrace, flash away. JJ now in a very precarious
10 seconds
position.
Away.
Oh no, he's going to take a lot of damage. Auto Q comes on through the piercing. Darkness is there, and JJ is just dead.
Here comes Sobero. He can teleport in. He does have the flash available as Renekton. Back off from Waybo. I wonder whether this it's well and available now, though, in 2026.
Start running it down, especially with Zhe off the board. Burning it down, running it down is slightly inappropriate with League terminology, isn't it? That's a decent turnaround, though. Spellbook Smite is indeed there. Still secured. Too much HP to work with. Sobero now slicing, dicing, stride breakering forward. Gets hit with the unleashed power. Flash from Zucker. Megadar. Elk in the backside. Icathian Rain is as cynic as hell. Way now here. Crunch over the wall. Rookie scattered and is too weak. Flash on forward from Way. Hits him with a briefcase. Trying to get another cleaver. Doesn't work. And Elk murders everyone.
Elk has arrived! The king of all the beasts comes through on this rift. Wouldn't normally think of that prey animal having predator instincts, but, well, Elk's Kaiser certainly has that. Cleans off every Baron buff away from Invictus Gaming, which was so hard-earned. Elk with a 4,000 gold lead. We have really criticized this AD carry for game 1 for Demacia Cup, but he's come in flying colors in this game 2 and brought Waybo perhaps the victory in that team fight they need to turn this game around.
Wow. From a Kaiser and 5k from Anar.
Honorex, I think you just woke my dad with that hype that's on you for not having your volume low. That's a Sam special, folks. We'll get you up right and early in the morning. Hurricane now built up for Elk. Trying to unlock things onto Dway. I think Dway's just dead here, folks.
Scatter the week comes on through, and Elk donated another 1102, 4.5 items deep. Reminder, AD carries get an extra item slot these days for boots, so they can get towards 7 items effectively.
Yes, well, yeah, they get themselves like the full 6 items, and then the boots on top of that too. Those boots, they're put onto your role quest instead, so he gets himself an extra item slot to use. Significant gold lead now. Getting out of that play. Turret will fall. Waybo starting to group up and getting some more impact now. And again, IG struggling to actually make an impact. And the problem is now, I don't think Sobero can have the value which he needs to into this late game. I don't think he's going to one-shot someone like Elk. I don't think he's shotgun through the team for PL2. IG, they needed to get ahead of the game. They had that golden opportunity. That Baron fight, they just went too far. Things fell apart. Waybo using that crystallization to tear through turrets. And that's going to be Sobero caught out.
We'll manage to get the dominance off briefly, but even with the Dawning Shadow coming across, really all it is a 21-gun salute to the top laner's death.
Yeah, he's jumping forward there, him missing. Rookie pushing on the other side. That's the important part of this equation. You'll get the crystallization on the inner turret. That'll be a good chunk from it. And this is where we start to learn. Can you actually cross-map? You're selling me on this,
It is unreal silly.
Okay, yeah, so mana synergy for the mana synergy champion. Wonder what that could work out like. So, Minotaur Dragon now, and that item may come onto the 4. How much can Rookie do? Can he do enough damage to carry a team fight, which seems to be very difficult? Way he's caught out. He doesn't have flash. Does he pop the ultimate soon? He's quite tanky, but I don't think he's tanky enough.
No, it's only HP, unfortunately, into a lot of HP shredders. This can be a very deep TP. We'll get the additional shield courtesy of the empowered TP. Elk's jumping on him. Will be forced to cleanse as Sober immediately decides to show him a ruthless predator. Fight on the other side. Rookie forced to back away. It's actualizing, making the mana real, but will maybe need to realm warp out. Slow down, escapes for now, but here comes Elk, landing those Void Seekers. Flash from Zucker. Dwayne tries to land a Shattering Strike. Rookie lands a last overload, but it doesn't kill the Gnar. And Invictus Gaming fall apart.
Huge mistake from Way, collapses IG's position around the dragon as Waybo used that follow-up damage of Elk to fly into Renekton and remove all remaining threat from IG. That will buy them the Chemtech Soul, and realistically, that's the death knell. They're too far ahead now. You don't even lose the GA onto Elk. He has the extra luxury item slot, of course, because the boots go off of your inventory. You can pick up something else for free. Waybo, pick up Chemtech Soul. I think Photic has been just utterly bot diffed this game. Early on, survived a couple of plays, but despite Photic being one of the better center players of all time, he has really struggled. Look how little damage he's doing. Folks, this is 30 minutes in. Your AD carry is meant to be just a walking warhead at this point. Can't do enough as it stands. And Photic has left IG in a very undesirable position.
He's level 14. Everyone else is so far ahead with the exception of support.
Sobro.
Xiaohu, that's not bad going. Lots of damage onto the center. Sorry, make that the Syndra going down with the Dawning Shadow. Crashing across multiple members. Redemptions fly. The fight's still Daisy as Zucker into the backside. Elk goes in with the killer instinct. Photic gets jumped on but flashes out. They still haven't managed to kill anyone else but Xiaohu as Weibo Gaming punish the death of their mid laner. As Way needs to flash away with the maximum dosage running. Misses another cleaver.
A miracle flank can only get a single kill. That is what they've been reduced to. Way on the Mundo doesn't have the stats to really stand up and fight either. And now Photic has gone to almost 7,000 gold in the deficit. A 16 kill Kai'Sa. Elk, the criticism that has been leveled at him, yeah, it's been for a short part of the year. Demacia Cup, just that first game. Reminder, folks, this is still world finalist Elk. 16 kills deep on Kai'Sa and showing no signs of stopping. Baron started quite low, though.
He does have a GA. Teleports flying. They haven't spotted on the flank. Photic in danger potentially here. Ghost but no flash. Down to 8,000 HP. Way still around. They jump on him. Had lost his passive. Now in a dangerous position. Down to 10% HP. Oh my days. That force of will puts Way down desperately low. Baron secured. Arrow to the backside. The Zeke's converted flying as the quickness comes on down. They lose another 2 members. Bot lane is down. Way on 5% HP. Flash. Scout of the week goes wide. The force of will does not.
There you go. That's the outplay button. Syndra takes down Way, as Way had a bit of a difficult game himself. Waybo, first game, I think they just got a little bit piled on by IG. IG have struggled to find that aggressive angle, though, coming into game 2. Waybo, much better in the team fights, much better from Elk, a player which we were looking to see a step up from, and we will be going to a game 3 for our first series of LPL 26.
The Nexus turret stand between Waybo and a third game. Rookie tries to step forwards, can still look to make mana oh so very real. Zucker with the ult into the wall. There's another one of those heroes for the team. Elk, still deadly, still dangerous.
Ooh.
Rookie tries to get the Xiao, who can't quite get the kill. The shield's there for the Ceres, but the Nexus turrets are falling. There's nowhere to go. Photic tries to fire the rail cannon, but it just doesn't work in practice. The Nexus cracks under the weight of Weibo Gaming's consistent pressure. We go to 3.
A 19 kill Kai'Sa game for Elk. In a hot minute. Weibo trying to play the anti-dive. I don't think they're very tanky. They have to land some clutch CC like the Cassiopeia ult as people dive into it. Cassiopeia's quite dragons good. Even if they were losing the fights themselves. IG get on the board early with this one. A Mountain Dragon will be very nice to have in the back pocket. The extra 4% resist stacking up. And, you know, this series, it's been very interesting to see how both these teams approach the objective fights. I really feel like IG have came in, I think, actually as slight favorites because Demacia Cup champions. Waybo look not fancy 18. It has been a hot minute since he pulled out the Snake Lady. Waste going bot side has level 6, and that could be a very dead Nico.
Boy, they've just popped her. No chance to throw down the shape changer. Elk will spark surge away, but flashes the wall because Jay was in range to flash, potentially stun him with no.
Not great there from Cerberus. Just gets a little bit of a love tap onto the Jax. Doesn't do that much besides that.
Guess happy enough, gonna walk into that.
He's
Does
dead.
it in Grandmaster's Might? That does the bash back.
He's dead.
They're gonna try and make this happen. Flash away, doesn't quite die.
Oh, I guess suppose he had a little bit more tankiness than I was expecting. Zucker committing the flash, blowing it out of Sobro to Xiao, who's still no flash himself.
Throw down the Between Worlds. Can't quite get over the wall as a result of the miasma coming down. Rookie has to flash away, but a flash on in for the Pop Blossom. Dwayne now here, petrifying gaze on two. Into the Crescent Guard, and Weibo Gaming with the skirmish in mid.
Xiao Hu outplays Wei, who could have stepped back a little further to use his ult. That will get another plate for Xiao Hu. The champion has not played in 8 years. Is really coming up clutch here for Xiao Hu. Great early laning phase. He's gotten the better of the rookie. Hands held high by Linkin Park. That's what was on my mind. Good song, by the way.
It is a great song.
Hang on a second. Quad under turret. Sobro takes tower aggro. That's a mistake.
Does have an explosive cask though, so we'll say here Zucker have a drink and tell him to back away. Wei will trade with JJ. Prevent the easy jump onto Sobro here. It does take quite a lot of damage here as the 3 talent strike knockup comes on through. We'll have to ult his way through, but there's a Pop Blossom. Dwayne goes in, trying to buy time, but really doesn't do that much. TP's flying. Rookie now here. Between Worlds gets 3 members. Photic has run up as well, and they do kill off JJ. Ends up being the 1-for-1. TP on through. This could suck. Xiao Hu tries to find a bit of a turnaround as the Tangle Barb slow. Overcomes Elk and Weibo Gaming. Counter-strike their way into a back-end play that will surely earn them the team fight win.
While they try and counter-strike their way in to defuse the situation.
Yeah.
The ones on the outside of the scoreboard are the roll quest, which is...
I was like, I just missed an item? No, I just had.
Where does Cassiopeia wear those boots? They could be a hat roll, you know. Hang on, flash forwards after the flash away. Wait, very dead there, I believe. He should... Well, we're just going to watch it again. It'll ping forwards in a second. Wait, I think he's quite dead there.
Yeah, great catch there. Does lead to that death. We'll skip forwards briefly, but the damage is well and truly done. I think Weibo Gaming now just in a really good position in this game.
Yeah, much more solid game for him now. Again, the laning phase wasn't fantastic, but the engages have been fine. He's made up for that now. In the end of the day, if Nico lands a big team fight ultimate or a good pick, you don't tend to care as much. Sobro gets a great combo onto Xiao Hu, just solo kills him.
Oh, that's a wonderful little moment. And Gragas with the ability to bop you under tower.
Gosh.
Ensures the snake dies.
Wow. Another note here too is, you know, Sobro falling behind in the individual matchup versus Zucker. Zucker is going towards AP Jax, by the way. He's gone for the Dawn and Dusk Spellblade item, which helps him get that double tap of his ult passive onto someone with the extra auto. It's not Triforce, and Jax has forever been the Triforce guy. He's going from the Dawn and Dusk into the Seeker's Arm Guard for the Zhonyas. We'll see how powerful this build is, but you know, he's got very powerful on-hit effects now to apply.
Yeah, and I wonder whether it's specifically into things like the Gragas and the Aurora, where you don't get to do extended trades very easily, just going for the
either like second or third item. Because this again, he's a hybrid champion. He gets a bunch of different value out of AP and AD. That might come in later. I think in a game like this, where you have to survive through Gragas combos and Bessa ult, Leona as well.
Baron changes things around. There's that ability to burn it down pretty fast as both teams, but Weibo in particular with Cassio Zeri to be able to do that quite fast.
Oh, L jumping out.
And the backline, look who's there. Sobro, they've managed to find the ult. Perfect execution. Public execution, rather. No Akali in this game. Still leads to the death of that Zeri. Continue to chase for a little bit more. Sundering Slam comes on through as Sobro flashes the wall. Maybe look to belly slam in, gets that empowered Drunken Rage auto. JJ on top of the barrel roll. Wei will continue to Drake count step, throw down the chilling smite, and ensures JJ falls as well.
Sobro flashing, knowing it might be in a bit of an extended kill, but they can do it all the same. Zucker says, screw this, I'm out. Follows the wave down beyond the bot lane fight and just starts hitting the tower. Jax might just be able to full kill the turret. Lots of it. He's going to just completely destroy it. This is the power of split pushing in 2026.
They can try and collapse on him, but I think he's happy enough with the trade. One extra kill for the turret feels real good.
He might be able to outplay this. Does he want to try? He's not popped the ult. Okay, here comes Echo.
That's exactly the plan. The Pop Blossom comes on down. Zucker will at least secure one on his way out. Leap Strike has got the blast code. It's going to be a mega one, so he hops away. Has he got a ward to get into the back? And he does, and he's out.
Zucker goes into the bot lane, takes the inner turret, kills one on his way out, and still escapes without using Seekers or Flash. Dude, get that into the montage play for this week. That one. Jungle. We know that Ambassador jungle very powerful from what we've seen from Demacia Cup and Casper Cup. JJ jumping on Sobro. He's level 16. Jax came around the corner though, so that could be a bit more. No, it's not Jax, it's the Nico. How do I keep falling for this? And now Air caught out.
Ooh, blasted into the wall, but not back to the team. Turns around with a pop blossom. TP behind. Zucker's got a counter-strike. I'm assuming there's violence occurring, and indeed there is. We get a slight replay. A redux of this one. Jue is now in danger. Little skip forward. Xiaohu is on the side now, as I believe we have seen Jue die while we had that slight stutter.
Yeah, dude. The kill feed is up in the top right-hand corner, which is a little bit small, but it is there. And now, with the dragon spawning, IG will now have to fight this from a member down, and Weibo... It's not even a mic punch. It's a full-on mic kick from Sam as he rearranges himself. That's the ultimate for Caspier, missing out of that brush, trying to mind game. Sobro doesn't quite end up working out that way. Hang on, Elk, he was caught out here a few minutes ago. Pops the ult to wave clear, and this time he's more safe.
Does get to step forward himself between worlds. Turnaround flash on forward, knocked away briefly. Elk desperately low, takes one with him. Does finally fall. Jeje now low, goes down as well. Way gets another. Suddenly there's Ambessa is popping. Zucker in the backside can maybe look to go on forwards. Massive up front burst of the AP Jax. Bouse, is that you? He started a revolution. Takes a few new items, but apparently AP Jax is here to stay. Xiaohu now in danger himself as the turret falls. For all we were surprised by Zucker's damage, he did still die. And now the Snake Lady is about to become a pair of boots. She might be able to wear them, but in fact that move speed gets her out to safety.
Safe enough. Very tanky Cassiopeia build. Bloodbath in the mid lane. Dragon goes to Weibo, turret to IG, and the kills go in favor of them too. Depends if you count Joy before the dragon fight. I'm not personally going to. I think that was separate.
With a little bit of time, might be asked to face check with it. Barrel rolls, backs away. Onto the dragon now are IG. Weibo forced slightly off. Look at Zucker.
Rookie's on the flank. He comes down. Taken by IG.
Nicely done. Jeje doesn't win that smite by the way. Now in a dangerous position. The repudiate means nothing. Slight black screen moment. We come back and we watch it all over again as Way
we watch him die again.
Pop Blossom comes on down and they will get another kill. Weibo are winning the extended fight, and that they do. 3 members dead every time there's a fight, guys.
Everyone thank LPL Nocturne for blacking out that fight. It's
bigger
just
objective. That they will. Baron under siege by Weibo. Will likely just get melted at this point. Does so at that. Trying to get that mid-lane tier 1. Crystallized value is pretty good. Barrel roll comes on down. But again, it is Tank Gragas with very limited amounts of AP. So not really a true threat. Then we'll have a look at this replay.
It would be whilst remaining safe from Zucker. Photic has very much struggled to do that. Again, his game 1 was fine. But Photic... I was a little bit worried that he missed it either. Still probably going to lose the overall trade. Sobro struggling to wave play through the Baron minions.
Does indeed. Weibo Gaming look a little bit careful there as they back away from the red buff. Photic still trying to find his way.
Now, I think coming out of this draft, IG would have assumed, and I assumed too, there's actually more about, well, can the other team peel for Elk? I didn't really consider it about
AP Jax and Nico.
Yeah. It turns out that AP Jax and Nico completely remove one of your carries from existence. Well, what do you know? Tower's going to go down. IG can't defend that one with the Baron buff having one last wave left in it. IG staring down, not a crazy Baron power play. It's only 1,600 gold, but it's enough to push them back into their...
IG coming from the bottom side of the map.
That is just such an unreal powerful Jax. He's going to come around on the flank angle.
Baby.
Spotted. Has the GA. He might just go anyway.
Photic tries to back away, gets knocked up by the 3 talents.
Where's he
Photic
gone?
just gets hit by the Pop Blossom. It's a good turnaround for Rookie though this time. That between worlds is decent. Photic now trying to play up, but Zucker can just hop forwards again, and it doesn't matter. The series 2-shot range. Way misses his public execution, and Weibo Gaming throw everyone in the bounce house. The counter strike lands, but the Mega Blast Cone does get Rookie out to safety. Despite a good between worlds, it does not lead to a team fight win.
That's going to be the soul going over to the side of Weibo for free this time, and the fight along with it. And yeah, it's too late now at this point. They were struggling to finish off the kills before. Now trying to do that versus a Chemtech Soul is a bit much. Stun does land onto Nico. That's not your target though, is it?
Jue now in a horrible position and goes down for the attempted pick. I don't blame them for looking. They're kind of out of options, so you go for what you can.
And they find a whole load of nothing. IG, Demacia Cup champions coming into LPL 26. We thought, hey, you know, actually, they've started off pretty well. Game 1, more of the same, but haven't been able to keep that real teamfight chemistry up at the same level. Zucker, level 20. Yep, that's 2026 for you. Baron going down. Sobro looking.
That's not bad into the public execution, but it knocks Elk further from the end, so it goes to the wrong end of it all, and so Elk survives. Finally, for the moment, though, Way gets a hold of them. The fight's still messy, as they've lost the bot lane. Baron goes down. I'm not really sure what to say about that one. It looked messy to start with. And at least they get the Zeri.
Not for the first time this game. Way walks too far forward, so Flash Force Photic is very dead here, I think.
It's knocked out on that one.
Oh, maybe not. All right,
Yeah.
fair play, Photic. Well, it might be an extended retreat. They don't quite see him there. Can he walk through the fog of war? Where is he? Trying to do some alcove gaming. He doesn't have an empowered recall, though. I think this Sivir, playing a bit of cat and mouse, it's still going to be found out the hard way. GG. Photic goes down. Dead again.
Zucker has already attacked that inhibitor turret, takes that one down. I'd love to see that replay, because I'm fairly certain Sobro, with the ult of the Jax, meant that suddenly Zeri was no longer the back of the ult from the Ambassador.
True, but even I don't think Way would have hit him with a free ball ult anyway.
Pretty sure it looked like it to me, so I'm curious,
so,
actually.
Whoa. Was the last target in line for that ult?
The mid lane inhibitor turrets, they go. Weibo Gaming step into the base, knock down the turret, and look at the inhibitor after. Sobro tagged by that Wimber comes lightning, goes looking, and he finds JJ, who just doesn't care. Zerkan can look to go for, he's level 20! He's so terrifying. Sobro buys a bit of time. The public execution of the backside. That's not bad. They've killed him. One carry down, but is it enough? Looking for some more. Counter-strike available. Petrifying Gaze is just too much. Alongside Zucker hopping onto the backline and spellblading everyone in the face. AP Jax is here and is absolutely deadly. Hits like a warhead, and Weibo Gaming will win the first series of LPL 2026.
It was a rough game one from Waybo.